Hi YouTube. I just want to make a quick video here on these two very different Glock 17s. First one here, this is a real one. Let's check it first. Inside there, you'll see that there's actually a little, looks like a cartridge in there, but it's actually a laser cartridge, and there's no mag in the gun. So when you shoot, it makes a little dot like that. It's meant for those like target kind of systems where it records your shot on your smartphone. Anyway, this is my home defense gun. I used to carry this guy as a concealed carry at work, but this is kind of big, so I tend not to do that anymore. Some modifications I've done to the gun are just kind of polished all the internal pieces to smooth out the trigger a little bit. I put a Apex flat face trigger on there because I don't really like the way that the Gen 4 Glock triggers. It kind of makes your gives you a little blister and kind of wears into your finger after maybe about 150 rounds or so. Otherwise, it's basically stock, I think. The rear sight, you can see it's blacked out. I widened the notch a little bit, and I reversed it, so you can see there's the U notch there, because it's just distracting for me, and this works better for my situation. Anyway, onto this guy. This is kind of a funny thing. I picked this up off from China, and this guy was about $4, maybe $3 or $4. Anyway, it's supposed to be a G17 clone, but it's, if you look at it, it's got the 18C fun switch selector, and it's got the cutout over here, but it doesn't have the compensated barrel port piece. The top piece over here is where you load in the ORBEEZ, or it actually shoots 6mm airsoft BBs, but they don't fly out very fast. Other than that, yeah, it's got this kind of funny markings on it. It's got this like, it actually has the Glock logo, Glock 17, New World Order commemorative. Anyway, on this side, Glock Juuuust Operation Desert Storm. I think those dates are pretty accurate, but that's kind of weird. Something to note on here is you can see on the Picatinny reel, I tried to stick a laser on here, and then I realized that it has this little notch there, where normally there's a light and laser on this guy on the rail, but it fits nicely, and on this one it would fit. I just have to cut off that notch. I'm not really sure why they stuck that notch there on the rail, but anyway, the light and laser would mount up to here fine. It's just that piece right there, you'd have to kind of cut that guy down. None of these switches actually work. None of these takedown switch or slide lock, none of this stuff actually works. You kind of see the mechanism here, how it works. You can load the ORBEEZ and or the BBs inside there. It'll load it into that little chamber, let the slide go forward, and out comes a shot. Anyway, let's take this guy out of the way. Let's see. Here's a light that I usually keep on the Glock. It's TLR6. I like this one because it doesn't stick out like those big flashlight guys. It's got a small battery, and let's see. You can kind of see it there. It has a light and the laser going on at the same time, but it has like a momentary switch, or you can put it on like that all the time. But it will mount up. It will mount up to the bottom of this guy if you just file that little notch down a little bit. Otherwise, let's see what else. Check this out. There's an IWB holster for the G17. So this guy normally fits in here, and this is actually custom fit for the TLR6 to go on the front. But get that out of the way. This guy also fits into the holster just fine. The retention's good. Kind of funny, but anyway, getting a little bit of holster wear, but the holster actually fits just fine. No problems there. And when you get these guys, they come with these kind of packets of little 6 or 7mm ORBEEZ. These are like gel ball bead thingies. And when you fill them up with water, leave them overnight or so, a few hours, and they'll grow into a larger size. Got some here like sitting in water still, but you can kind of see what they look like. They're basically the size of airsoft BBs. These ones are a little bit small, so when I load them into the gun, they'll fall out the front. So I'll load a few in here and show you guys how it works. Oops. Anyway, you just drop them in the top, Let's see if you can see them in there. You drop them on the top there, and they load into the gun when you cock it. And then let's shoot my hand. You can kind of see that it shoots out. It kind of breaks apart, and it doesn't really hurt too much. But the problem is that these BBs are a little bit small. So when I cock it back, actually, oh, it didn't even load. But anyway, if they chamber, they'll fall at the front when I do that. So I mean, it's kind of crappy. The size of these ORBEEZ is pretty critical to actually getting the function correctly with these guns. But it shoots okay. A lot of the times, since the ORBEEZ are too small, two of them will come out at one time, and they kind of just fly wherever. But you can kind of see the front. Look at the bore axis is super low. That would never work in a real Glock because the recoil spring is right there. So the recoil spring would have to be on the top or shrunken down. But anyway, it'd be interesting if the bore axis was that low on the Glock. Wouldn't flip as much. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys.